Hey YouTube, Xander Frank here. This week's episode of Hobby Talk, I definitely wanted to get to the subject of something that we didn't get to talk about a couple weeks ago, and that is Fanatics' announcement. It's a very bold announcement that they are going to 10x the hobby. That's their goal. And what does that mean? What does it mean to you as a collector? What does it mean to you as someone that has cards? Um, what does it mean? Well, I think, and how could they do that? So one of the ways I think Fanatics could 10x the hobby, and what that really means is they want to grow the hobby by 10 times. So say there's 10,000 avid card collectors of Fanatics products. They want to make that 100,000. If if there's 100,000 casual once in a while customers that buy cards, they want to make that into 1 million different customers. So how are they going to do that? Um, you can already see some of their plans being laid out, but I think there's some bigger plans coming. Like one thing I think is their plan of getting rid of redemptions. I think that'd be huge. I think redemptions drive a lot of collectors away, and a lot of people that want to buy boxes, it drives them away because they know that the card that I want might not be in there. It might be a redemption. It might be I might pull out a card that has an expired redemption. That sucks when that happens. So I think that could bring in quite a few collectors and just casual fans of card collecting. I think you know if they really want to do that, I think card quality will have to get much better. I think it's been a little bit, it wasn't a great year in 2022 for card quality, especially on Topps Chrome type products where they were kind of off centered a lot, and some weird machine marks on cards and things like that. Boxes missing hits, sets not having cards that were supposed to be in the sets. They have to fix things like that. That turned off a lot of people from collecting, just because you feel like you weren't being told the truth about the product you're buying. There could be new product lines coming that will be very exciting to people. There's been talk that Fanatics could possibly buy out Panini's NBA and NFL products and get the rights to those, which would be a way to bring in some new people that want to buy like Topps Chrome NFL football cards, Topps Chrome NBA basketball cards, and some of the lines that they could make with that. All kinds of things they could do. Doing more things like this MVP buyback program, which supposedly is going to be happening in 2023 as well with the Topps Chrome set, where that could create speculation. If you see a guy that's having a big year, you might want to load up on a bunch of his cards. If he wins the MVP, you've got all these cards you can turn in for buyback credit. That alone, I think, got a lot of people to buy more Topps Chrome. No doubt. The chance of pulling Aaron Judge's or Paul Goldschmidt's for credit. Just a regular card out of a set all of a sudden is worth $20 a piece. That was a really great program, I thought, and I think it's really awesome that they're extending that out into 2023. And I haven't seen them totally commit to that, but they said that's what they plan on doing. That's going to make Topps Chrome pretty big. I think making hobby boxes, it seems like they've kind of leaned towards making hobby boxes more juicy, little more bang for your buck out of a hobby box. That could bring more people into the hobby. I think if they make the retail lines more watered down, it could hurt. But if they make them much cheaper, you could bring in, a younger generation that can't afford cards, the way things are priced now. But they would be able to afford, a cheaper, like a $10 blaster box. How many more people would get into the hobby if they could buy, like Topps flagship cards or something like that for much cheaper? What do you guys think? That's the important thing. I can just have my ideas, but you guys are a whole planet full of people out there that have better ideas than me. What do you guys think? Fanatics means when they say their plan is to 10x the hobby. Are they getting into some exciting new properties? Maybe they're doing that. Maybe they're bringing back some fan favorites of different sets that they haven't made for a long time. Maybe more autos. Maybe when you pull autos, you have a better chance of pulling really good ones. I think that would bring a lot of people back in. So, a lot of cool things that could happen. And I like to think of, if the hobby does grow by 10 times, how great is that going to be for people that have been in the hobby all this time to see it grow that much? My goodness, that would be really awesome. I mean, the more people in a hobby makes it all that much more fun. More people into it, more people excited about it. I mean, it's fun. You know, breaking has its pros and cons, but I'm pretty sure they're going to definitely try to make some breaking type products. That's kind of a controversial subject. There's some not so great breakers out there, and then there's some really good ones. Maybe they can get products at a better price where people are more willing to get into breaks, because they're pretty expensive, I'll be honest with you, right now, to get into breaks online, box breaks and stuff. Maybe they're going to give hobby shops, special edition boxes too, that or have some really cool stuff. They could easily do that. That would get more people going to the local hobby shops. There's so many things they could do, and I just hope they live up to all their hype and promise of making the hobby 10xing the hobby. But like I said, guys, what do you guys think? Is it good for the hobby to be 10xed? Maybe it's a bad thing. Maybe, there's already people that think we're kind of in a junk wax era. Is that going to bring us totally back into like the 90s junk wax era if things are 10xed? What does that mean for like really like numbered cards? What about that? Like, if there's 10 times more people buying cards from different sets, how much tougher is going to be to hit like a nice numbered card? Can you imagine a superfractor, what that could be worth, or how hard it's going to be hit if the hobby's been 10xed? Really interesting. But that was kind of like a carryover subject from a couple weeks ago. I couldn't remember that they made that announcement, so I wanted to do a hobby talk episode about their plans on 10xing the hobby. What do you guys think? Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Later.